They say women are mysterious, complicated even. But if you look closer, you'll find that the things that unravel her armor, the real buttons that press deep into her emotions, aren't so hidden after all. The truth is, every woman has emotional blind spots. Desires she hides. Weaknesses she doesn't even want to admit to herself. And the man who sees them, who handles them with strength, care, and confidence, he unlocks a level of connection that no one else can. In this video, we're diving deep, and I mean deep, into the 10 subtle yet powerful weaknesses every woman has, even the most independent ones. These are the pressure points that bypass logic and go straight to her emotions, her desires, and yes, even her physical arousal. If you want to stop guessing and finally understand what makes a woman melt, emotionally, mentally, and intimately, keep watching. Because once you see these signs, you'll never unsee them. 1. She melts for emotional safety, not just confidence. You've probably heard a million times that women love confident men. That's not wrong, but it's only half the story. What most men completely miss is that a woman's biggest emotional weakness isn't just your swagger, it's emotional safety. What do I mean by that? Emotional safety is when she knows you won't weaponize her vulnerability. When she can cry, talk about her past, express her fears, and you don't flinch or pull away. It's when you hold the space without trying to fix her. You just get her. You don't mock, shame, or make her feel small for having emotions. And that's rare. This kind of safety isn't soft. It's strong. Because only a truly grounded man can stay still in the storm of a woman's emotions. So if you're wondering why she keeps saying things like, "I've never told anyone this before. I feel like I can be myself around you. I don't know why I'm telling you this." Congratulations. You've hit a weakness she can't fake, and she'll start emotionally bonding to you fast. But here's the catch. This doesn't mean you become her therapist or emotional dumping ground. Emotional safety isn't about solving her problems. It's about holding space without judgment, and that builds a kind of trust that leads to intimacy, the kind that makes her crave you not just sexually, but soul deep. 2. She can't resist a man who makes her feel chosen. Let me tell you something that most men overlook completely. Women don't want just any man's attention. They want to feel chosen. And not just for their body, not just for how they look on Instagram, but for who they are at their core. A woman's emotional wiring is built around significance. So when a man pays attention to the things that matter to her, when he notices her quirks, listens to her rants, remembers how she takes her coffee, and shows up for her, she feels something she can't explain. And when she feels like you've filtered through all the noise, all the other women, and picked her, it unlocks a weakness that bypasses her logic. But here's the twist. This doesn't mean blowing up her phone or simping 24/7. No, it means quality attention, not quantity. A 10-second glance that says, "You're mine," can undo hours of small talk with other guys. A moment of eye contact that's intentional, a message that's thoughtful. These things scream value to her subconscious. When she feels like you see her in a room full of others, like she's the prize you chose with clarity, she starts craving your validation more than any other. And that, my friend, is a powerful kind of pull. So remember, women aren't desperate to be seen. They're desperate to be seen differently by someone who knows their worth. 3. She's drawn to subtle dominance. Let's get a little spicy for a second, because this one dives into her biological and psychological wiring. Women are turned on by subtle dominance. I'm not talking about aggression or control. I'm talking about energy, direction, the ability to lead without saying much, and making her feel safe while doing it. This is why some women melt when you say, "We're going here tonight. Text me when you're home. Let me handle it." Those phrases, when delivered with calm confidence and not ego, signal masculine leadership, something she may not even admit she craves, but absolutely responds to. You don't have to be loud. In fact, it's the quiet, grounded presence that does the most damage, in the best way. Subtle dominance is knowing how to take control in moments where she wants to surrender, emotionally and sexually. It's the way you reach for her hand without asking. The way you keep your cool when she's spiraling. The way you know when to pull her close or let her breathe, and do both with clarity. When a woman feels this kind of strength from you, it bypasses her filters. Her independence doesn't go away, but she starts to lean into your energy. Because it's safe, sexy, and strong. And that's a weakness most women won't even admit exists, but their bodies always tell the truth. 4. Her emotional curiosity gets the best of her. Here's something most men never realize. Women are emotional detectives. Even when it looks like she's moved on, she's still analyzing, processing, feeling. She's wondering, why did he say that? Did he mean it? Why did that moment feel different? You see, when a woman starts catching feelings, her brain doesn't go into sleep mode, it goes into overdrive. And that emotional curiosity? It's a powerful weakness. She'll start replaying conversations, zooming into your text tone, the way you said her name, the pause before your smile. It's not obsession, it's that emotions are her primary language. And here's where it gets interesting. If you can create emotionally layered moments, where she feels more than one thing at once, you will haunt her in the best way. Like making her laugh, then pulling her in closer. Or playfully teasing her, then seriously complimenting her intelligence. It's emotional contrast, and women are biologically wired to respond to it. Why? Because it awakens her depth sensors. She starts seeing you not just as a man, but as a man who understands her emotional world. And once a woman feels like you get her emotionally, even if she tries to fight it, she's already emotionally invested. 5. She can't fake it when she feels safe. There's a reason why women swoon over emotionally intelligent men, and it's not because they're sensitive or overly expressive. It's because they make her feel safe without stripping her freedom. A woman's biggest weakness? It's not drama. It's not the bad boy. It's emotional safety, the kind she doesn't have to ask for. When she feels like she can be herself around you, messy, insecure, silly, or serious, without being judged or fixed, you unlock a layer of her most men never get to see. She stops performing. She relaxes. Her femininity expands in your presence. And that kind of safety? That's when a woman starts showing up for you in ways you didn't even ask for. She starts initiating. She becomes more playful, more nurturing, more invested. Because in the presence of masculine groundedness, feminine energy thrives. But here's the catch. She won't open up to just any man. If you've shown inconsistency, neediness, or judgment in the past, she'll tighten up. She might still hang around, but emotionally, she's closed off. So if you're the kind of man who can listen without needing to fix, hold space without losing your frame, and protect her energy without controlling it, congratulations. You've tapped into one of her deepest, most secret vulnerabilities. 6. She responds to your confidence more than your looks. You want to know what drives women crazy, and I mean in the can't stop thinking about you way? Confidence that's not performative. You don't need a six-pack. You don't need a Bugatti. But if you walk into a room like you belong there, not with arrogance, but with assurance, she'll notice you faster than the guy flexing in the mirror. Why? Because women are biologically wired to sense energy before logic kicks in. Confidence signals safety. It tells her, I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it. That calm presence? That steady voice? That eye contact that doesn't flinch? Those are the things that trigger her subconscious attraction centers. Let me break this down. You text her without hesitation. You speak without filtering every word. You disagree respectfully, and don't bend to please. That, right there, is the energy of a man who values himself. And when a woman senses that, she starts valuing you too. Because deep down, women know, if you can't lead yourself confidently, you can't lead a relationship. So never forget this. It's not your height, jawline, or car. It's your posture, your tone, your inner frame. That's what makes her melt. 7. She can't resist a man with purpose. You know what women secretly crave? A man who's not constantly available. Let me explain. Women are magnetically drawn to men who are in pursuit of something bigger than them. A mission, a vision, a goal so compelling that it consumes him, but not in a way that neglects her. Rather, it includes her in the overflow of his growth. Why is this such a powerful weakness? Because deep down, every woman wants to feel like she's chosen by a man who could have chosen anything else. When you're a man on a mission, you automatically stand out. You create this aura of exclusivity. You're not just looking for any woman to fill a void. You're building. You're striving. You're evolving, and if she's the right woman, you'll make space for her to grow with you. And that's the part that lights her up inside. She sees your purpose. She sees your fire. And she wants to support it, nurture it, and align herself with it. But here's the twist. The moment you give up your mission to chase her, the moment you abandon your sense of direction to prove your love, you lose the very thing that attracted her in the first place. Women want to be wanted, not worshipped. So if you're wondering why she pulled away after you made her your whole world, it's because she saw you step off your path. Remember, you are most attractive when you are in pursuit of something greater than yourself. And if she's the right one, she'll help sharpen that vision, not replace it. 8. Her imagination is more powerful than your words. Here's a little psychological cheat code. Women fall in love in the spaces between what's said. You don't have to tell her you like her 15 times a day. You don't have to explain every feeling or overplay your cards. In fact, the less you say, the more she imagines. And imagination is where desire truly begins. When you send a voice note with that low, calm tone, when you pause before answering her question, when you leave her with a compliment that almost sounds like a tease, you give her something to wonder about. And that wondering, that mental stimulation, is a deep feminine weakness. Because women are wired to feel first, and interpret second. If your presence creates intrigue, emotional contrast, and a sense of anticipation, her mind will replay you like a song on repeat. She'll lie in bed thinking about the meaning behind that look, that smirk, that "we'll talk later." It's the unsaid that makes you unforgettable. So here's the key. Stop over-explaining. Start sparking emotion. Don't always give her full access to your thoughts. Give her just enough to feel something, and let her fill in the blanks. When she does, she's already halfway in love. 9. She craves masculine stability more than excitement. Let's clear up a common myth. She doesn't actually want the guy who makes her heart race with anxiety. She wants the one who makes her soul exhale. In the short term, yes, chaos can feel like chemistry. Drama can mimic passion. But over time, that excitement burns her out. Because what every high-value woman deeply craves is emotional stability in masculine form. A man who doesn't flinch when she's emotional. A man who holds his frame when she tests his mood. A man who's unshakable, not cold, but centered. That stability is a major weakness for her. Because it shows her this: if he can stay calm in the storm, he can handle me at my worst. And once a woman trusts that you won't unravel when things get messy, she lets go. She trusts you more. She becomes more sensual, more generous, more emotionally open, because she no longer feels like she has to manage you while managing herself. So here's the real power. Be the man whose nervous system is trained. Don't react to everything she says. Don't get defensive. Don't try to fix her mid-emotion. Just be still. Listen. Let her storm pass. Because once she sees that you are peace, not just a provider, not just a protector, but an emotional anchor, she'll fall in love in ways she can't even explain. 10. Her body listens to energy, not words. Let me give it to you straight. A woman's deepest weakness lives in her body, and her body responds to your energy, not your words. You could say all the right things, and she still feels nothing. Or you could say almost nothing, but your vibe, your groundedness, your masculine presence makes her pulse quicken. Why? Because female arousal isn't logical, it's energetic. It starts when you take up space without apology. When you touch her, not hesitantly, but like a man who knows she'll respond if you do it right. When your voice lowers when you're close to her. When you hold eye contact just a little longer than expected. These are the non-verbal cues that light up the feminine nervous system. You don't need cheesy pickup lines. You don't need to beg for intimacy. You need to master your own sexual energy. When you're grounded in your body, not frantic, not overeager, your presence becomes foreplay. And her body will begin to crave your attention, your validation, your leadership, without you even saying a word. This isn't manipulation. This is masculine awareness. So don't chase. Don't over-explain. Don't perform. Just stand in your energy and let her body recognize it. Because when a woman truly feels your presence, her resistance melts and her desire takes over. I'll see you in the next one.